So in this set of notes, we are going to be going over notes 10.1 part A, arc measures. So some vocabulary before we get into how to measure an arc measure. Central angle. So central angle is formed by two radii. Remember, a radius is the distance from the center to an edge, center to the edge. So those are two radii. The central angle is formed at the center between those two radii. So this would be my central angle. So I'm going to go ahead and choose red. I'm going to put that there and then label that central angle. Next, we have an arc. An arc is the part of the circle that lies between the two segments, rays or lines that intersect the circle. So in this case, we have a radius. The part that is connected between them on the edge of the circle is your arc. So I'm going to erase the two radii there. And I'll use blue since that's in blue already. And that section would be my arc, the part on the edge of the circle that connects those 2 points. Now you might be asking yourself, Ms. Sandor, why didn't you look at that region, the larger region that connects the 2 points? Well, typically we're going to default to the smaller section between them unless we use a specific word. So the section that I just shaded is technically called a minor arc. A minor arc, which I guess in this visual is red, is an arc that is the smaller region between 2 points on the edge of a circle. So it'll always be less than half the circle. So smaller than 180 degrees. So this section here is my minor arc. If I don't specify major or minor, it defaults to the minor arc. The major arc, which I have to say the word major if that's the one that I'm talking about, will be the larger distance between them. In terms of our notation, because there is notation with this, for any of these things, I would call this the minor arc over there. I could call that minor arc AB. So I could say arc AB like that. Or just like we have notation for lines and line segments, I could draw an arc over AB, and that would be another way to write that. For our major arc, we would write major arc AB. Or in this case, if there is an additional point within the major arc, you don't need to say major if you include that third letter. So we could call that arc A, C, B. So I don't know if you saw that, but I was tracing along A, C to B, and then I don't need to say major. So if you want to write yourself a note here for the minor arc, if you don't say minor, it's still assumed to be arc AB. Oops. So I wrote, or just arc AB, we will default to the minor arc. So 2 more things, or I guess technically 3 more things before we get into some examples. 1, the entire angle measurement of a circle is how many degrees? 360. So that means that the angle measurement for a semicircle or a half circle is how many degrees? 180. So just half of 360. All right, and then 2 more vocabulary words, or I guess 1 more because we already went over central angle. The arc measure. Angle is kind of implied there. The arc measure. That is the same as the corresponding central angle. So in blue right here, I have my central angle. That is the same angle measurement as the arc measure. So if my central angle is, let's say, 52 degrees, that would be the same angle measurement on the outside, so 52 degrees there. So if I'm asking you questions about angle measures being like central angles versus arc measures, they're the same thing for whatever section you're in, whatever section you are in. So let's go ahead and move on to example 1. Example 1 says to find the angle measure of arc AB and arc ACB. So when I say, I don't see the words major or minor, so I need you to tell me when I say find the measure of arc AB, am I referring to the major arc or the minor arc? If you said minor, you're correct. If it does not specify, we are talking about the minor arc. I should use a certain color. Let's see. I'm going to use, we'll go with purple. There we go. Okay, so when I'm talking about minor arc AB, we're talking about this one. So go ahead and write down what you think that angle measurement is. So we just talked about how your central angle will be the same as the arc measure. So if our central angle for that region is 95, so will arc AB. And then for arc ACB, keep in mind if we trace from A, here I'll use maybe just a thicker line. If we trace from A to C to B, that would be the same as me saying major arc AB. So we're really just looking at that major arc there. I would like you to go ahead and try figuring out what that angle measurement is. And we went over 2 really important things on the front page about angle measurements from circles. So if you need to go ahead and look at the front, go ahead. All right, so as a reminder, the entire angle measurement of a circle is 360 degrees. So if we know that this purple region is 95 and the rest of the circle is 360, so if we take 360 minus those 95 degrees, we're left with the remaining regions. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 360 minus 95. And that is 265 degrees, which should make sense because this is bigger than half a circle. So it should be bigger than 180. Moving on to intersecting diameters. So remember, a diameter is a line that goes through the center of the circle and goes all the way across from either side. So if you notice this line AB here, it goes through the center of the circle and it also goes all the way to either side. So it's double your radius. So if you have 2 intersecting diameters, keep in mind that that means that you have 2 intersecting lines. What kind of angles are formed when you have 2 intersecting lines? You'd be correct if you said vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? They are congruent. So the angle measurements of arcs that are created by intersecting diameters are congruent, but it's just the pairs. So this angle measurement here would be congruent to the one across from it. And then the angle measurement here, I'm going to use an arc mark with a tick through it, would be the same as this angle measurement here. So example 2, solve for x. We have 2 intersecting diameters, which means that this angle will be the same as this angle. And this angle will be the same as, let me go ahead and draw this angle. It's kind of hard to draw a line that goes completely through the 140 or an arc mark. So we should at least be able to say that this other pink angle is 140. And then do we have any ideas of how we could find either of the green angles? So there's kind of two ideas that I would go with. One, you might notice that we have half of a circle here because your diameter will cut a circle in half. So that would tell me, considering that a circle is, or a half circle is 180 degrees, that to figure this angle out, I could do 180 minus 40, or I'm sorry, 140. And that would get me 40 degrees for that green angle. If that is not the line of thought that you were going with, perfectly fine. I'm going to show you another way to do this. So you could have also thought, hey, I know that the entire circle is 360. So if I take away the two 140s, so let's see, 360 minus 140 minus 140. You get 80. And then that would be basically you taking away those two regions. I know that the two green angles are congruent. So if I take the remaining 80 degrees and divvy it up evenly between those, so dividing by 2, I would figure out what each angle meant is. So regardless, you get 40 degrees for either of those regions. You can write down whichever technique you liked, whether it was the 180 minus the 140 to get you 40, or the stuff that I have written down right now. Now, we still have not solved for x. Our entire point was to solve for x. Here I have the expression for x. Now, I should probably use green because remember that angle measurement or that arc measure is the same as the central angle measurement. So when they're the same, I set them equal. So I can set 6x minus 8 equal to 40 and solve for x. I would like you to go ahead and solve that equation. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I get 6x equals 48. Divide both sides by 6. And we get 48 divided by 6, 8. All right, last example. Example 3, find the angle measurements of arc EF, CD, and BC. So basically find the rest of the arc measurements. Now, whenever you see multiple lines, I would always recommend drawing your intersecting diameters. So if there's a line that goes all the way across, highlight that one. So in this case, I have this line that goes all the way across and this line that goes all the way across. Reason being is then you can mark in your vertical angles. I'm going to go ahead and mark those in. And then technically, I'm going to use a double, maybe I'll use a double arc, yeah. So they should go all the way from each set of those diagonal or diameters. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do first is find this missing arc measure. Reason being is because I know that the 81 plus this missing angle measurement should get me the same as what I have over here on the left side, the same pink double arc mark, which is 135. So to figure out my question mark, I would do 135 minus 85. Or 81. So let's see. And I get 54. Let's verify. Does 81 plus 54 get me the 135 that those two angles are supposed to add up to? They do. Okay. Now, how can I figure out my green angles? I think this time I'm going to go with that half circle idea again. So I'm going to highlight for now, but then I'll get rid of it. Remember, we have half a circle there. Half a circle is how many degrees? 180. So if I have 180 and then I take away the 135, I'll be left with my arc up top. So 180 minus 135. I get 45. And I don't have to do any more work because I know that my two green ones are vertical angles. So this would also be 45 degrees. So we found all three arc measurements that were asked of us. And that is it.